Hey there, I welcome you to another episode of Leo the Lion. I'm your host, Leo, and it's always a pleasure to have you here with me, of course. You know, I feel like when we have a good conversation, it's a really good dialogue. Even though I'm not really hearing you, I feel you. I feel you, and I hope that you feel me in my words. You know, if you keep coming back, of course, that's what I hope of. So today I want to get into talking about, well, there's a question I want to ask you, and it's a really important one. It's a self-reflecting question, but before we get into the question, I need you to ponder on you, and I need you to be honest with yourself. Please. We like to talk about the self here, and that's because we are developing ourself. We are looking at ourselves, analyzing ourselves so we can grow within ourselves. So I need you to take a moment and really question yourself, right? Like, really think about this. Why do you do some of the things you do? Who are you? Well, I'm gonna let you think about that, and we're gonna go ahead and dive into this episode, my bro. Let's go. So if you've been listening to this podcast and you like listening to me, chances are that, you're a chosen one, you're a divine person, you have a higher purpose. And even if you don't know exactly what that is, I bet for damn sure you feel like there's something more than what it is that you're doing. And just with that feeling alone lets you know that you're a divine being. Okay. I'm pretty confident in saying that because, whoever it is I'm connecting with, whether you're 18 or 81 or anywhere in between that, I feel you. I feel you. We still are developing self. It's a continuous thing. But there's an important question that I want to ask. You're probably coming from a place of victimhood. Something tells me that, maybe things have not been the greatest for you. Maybe you've dealt with some childhood neglect or some childhood traumas. Maybe you were sexually abused or assaulted. Maybe you were mistreated, used, devaluated. Maybe you grew up in an environment that wasn't congruent or safe. And maybe you grew up in a household of poverty or just with a feeling of never having enough or never being enough or never doing enough. It's the never enough. When we grow up like that, of course it fucks with us physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, spiritually, all of the illies. And, well, the question is, how do you feel now? I want you to really think about this because, oftentimes we get stuck in how things have always been, not realizing that, our life is always evolving and changing. This world does not stay in one state. You can look at that through the seasons. Every year we go through 4 different seasons. And though they're similar, they're quite fucking different. They're very different, okay? And though each year we go through the same 4 seasons, each year, each season is a little different, So we're constantly changing. We're constantly changing. Not even just the seasons, okay? You as a human being are constantly changing. You heard me say whether you're 18 or 81 or anywhere between. In between those two time frames, in between those ages, you're going through constant evolution and stages. With new cosmic energy, there's a call for balance within, the balance of learning and sharing. What's a better way to share what you've learned than through podcasts? Now you can get started easy with Anchor. Anchor is a creation tool that you can use to record and edit for free from your phone. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so that you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything that you need to make a podcast in one place. You can download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started right now. When we get stuck in how things used to be, how it's always been, it really honestly can fuck with our own personal evolution, the way we change and grow. Because we start to get stagnant. We don't see that we as humans are changing. Maybe we began to start to fight that change. Honestly, I know this feeling way too well because change is scary, You're going from something familiar to something completely unfamiliar. And you don't know if it's safe, you don't know if it's right, you don't know if it's wrong, you don't know anything. But I'll tell you that if you stay in the same repetitive cycle, you are going to self-destruct. It's inevitable. I always believe that you're never old until you become complacent or stuck in your ways, unwilling to grow beyond what you know to be true. It's like having your head in a box. It's your own self-deception. It's been long enough, okay? You know that there's a change demanded. You can feel this in your body. I know you can. That's why you're trying to distract yourself. Yeah. That's why you go scrolling on social media for hours on end. That's why you accidentally got addicted. There's a bunch of things that you can get addicted to. It's not just alcohol or drugs. You can get addicted to your phone, my bro. You can get addicted to working, my bro. You can get addicted to relationships, needing someone to feel safe, needing to be in a relationship to feel stable. That's an addiction because you feel like you need it, when really, honestly, the only thing that you really need is yourself. So, how do you feel? What's holding you back? I'm asking you these questions because in order to move forward, you have to first identify what exactly is holding you back. And I promise you, it's not anything that's outside of yourself. The only thing that's holding you back is your own self-limiting beliefs. And so you have to identify that within yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be ready and willing to make the change, no matter how dramatic, how scary it may be. I'm not even going to lie to you. You might have to make a lot of change, and it might take quite some time. But you're strong, you're resilient, you're brave. You have people around you that really love you. They want to support you. They want to see you doing better. Yeah, you may have some deceptors around you also. That's what you're used to, and so that's what you keep attracting. But I know you want to attract something better, and the only way to attract better is for you to become better. So it starts with yourself. Honestly, that's why I keep telling you about your affirmations. And when you're saying your I ams, you have to say it as if you already have it. You already are it. Like it's in your hand. And the reason why you want to do that is because the more you say those affirmations, you're going to start believing them. That's how you reprogram your mind. Repetition of new information. You have to change that internal dialogue. So that is all that I have for you for this episode. Of course, I'm always so grateful for your energy. Thank you so much for being here with me. Hey, if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you go over to Apple Podcasts and leave Leo the Lion a 5-star review. And if you don't have Apple Podcasts and you're listening on Spotify, well, make sure you take a moment to answer that question that's somewhere around. You'll see it. And until next time, much love from me to you. Live well. If you like what you're hearing, make sure you subscribe to Leo the Lion so you get notified each time I post a new episode. Also, make sure you follow me, Leo, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Double L Leo, the Double L Lion. If you'd like to join my community, where you're allowed to express yourself freely without judgment, you can find my Facebook group at Be Unique. That's BYOU Unique. Okay, see you there. All the links will be down in the description, so make sure you check that out. And until next time, I'm wishing you wellness, peace of mind, and a loving open heart. Bye.